Hello and welcome to a new video. Today we're going to take a look again at a team that I think I showcased in basically every single league so far. It's just so broken. This team is absolutely amazing. Like, it is just the most broken team that there is currently in the GO Battle League. And unless there's a big change towards it in the upcoming season, I can't see that this will ever really change anytime soon. The combination of the Toucannon as a closer with Gastron in the lead and then another flying type that has ground type coverage as a say-sub is just ridiculous. Like, this is one of the cheapest teams you can have. It's one of the strongest teams that you can have. It is one of the easiest and straightforward teams you can have. And this has been by far my strongest team of the current cup there as well. I climbed up 200 plus points with this team. It is wild. Like, honestly, like this team, even on paper, doesn't even make too much sense for this specific meta. Because you have Pokemon like Oranguru. You don't have a good answer against Oranguru on this team at all. Like, you have alright answers. Like, you still have like neutral play there. But Trailblaze, for example, is double super effective against your lead. And you have nothing really that can take hits in the back there either. So, like, in theory, this team doesn't make too much sense for the current meta. But then again, it doesn't matter because you have Toucannon. And Toucannon just doesn't care against what Pokemon it goes up against. You've seen it already in previous teams as well. Where Toucannon was able to even one-shot Pokemon which resist the flying type damage. But one of the types that does that is actually banned this season, or like this specific meta, in the steel typing being banned. And that just changes everything basically for us. As you can see here, there's going to be the dynamic punch coming through. I keep my charge move stored here on my Toucannon because we know about the final Pokemon being, I think, the Recronant it was. And so I have now the super effective damage still in the bag. I get the Boy Sam and this one, no. Unless there's something weird happening, I am going to be able to win this battle. And that was quite a tough one to come back from because it was like not really an easy, straightforward battle. But yeah, like this should easily be enough. It's a Shadow Toucannon. Like, Shadow Toucannon is just ridiculous. It is so strong. Like, honestly, like, I kid you not, like, this team is fantastic, but, like, also just Toucannon itself is just wild. And again, like, this team, in theory, is not even that great. Like, there is no real answer to Ferret, for example, either. I can swap out of here, though, into my Fearow. And because on how things have been happening here, I should be able to always align myself here because I always kind of have the CMP tie at the Drill Peck. Basically, if they swap into their Ferret and you go for a Body Slam, they end up at 6 fast moves. If you swap out straight away, you always sneak in a fast move if they go for their own charge move and then you win the CMP tie against them. So I knew basically that I would be able to win this matchup there. I even got the shield here against the opponent and we're going to have now the final Pokemon coming in, the Recronant. And yeah, Toucannon up against a Recronant. That doesn't seem to be the smartest idea for the Recronant user. Bye-bye. And with that, we just win straight away. Like, Toucannon just going to be able to sweep your endgame. And like, it's literally the most broken team that I can like play right now. Like, it's just wild. Sorry, like, it is just wild how strong this team is. Just generally, like, I've played this team now, I think in the last like 2-3 cups every single time, like basically where this was allowed, and it's just so wild why this is so overpowered. Like, it is so overpowered. It is crazy. Anyway, very similar in terms of what the opponent has here. It's like Ferret together with the Annihilate, but we don't know what there is in the back and we don't know how to play around this yet. I'm going to go for a shield here, which is actually not really ideal, I feel like, but we see. We're going to be able to go for the Drill Back here, or knock them out, which is also not really ideal. They have Kecleon in the back. I think it's actually, by the way, a view of mine as well, which is kind of cool, so shout out to you. Fairly certain I remember the name. But now we are going to have here the Kecleon against our Gastron. The foul play is coming through. In comes the Annihilate. We can go for the full farm down. We have a charge move stored on our other Pokemon, on our Gastron here. So like we have a Water Pulse up for them as well. And now we have a charge move stored here. The Drill Peck is coming in. We're gonna get some nice damage in with the Peck. Peck is honestly, like, Peck's damage is something that you have to really keep in mind because it does quite a bit from a Toucannon, as you see there as well. They're below half health. And I'm just going to go for one Mud Slap and then just go for a charge move, and I know I should be able to win this battle. This should be easily enough to knock out the opponent, and as you will see, this works out beautifully and we can move on to the next opponent. We have Dunsparce against us in the lead. That is going to be good for our Gastron, but not so good for our backline, and we see the swap out here into their Primeape, as I will be actually able to reach the Drill Peck in time, and I think I'm just going to take this as an opportunity now to, yeah, just go for double shields and farm down. Because with it, I should in theory be able to go for the farm down here and still get to a Beak Blast against that Dunsparce, because Dunsparce doesn't really have any energy yet. Dunsparce coming in here, I am going to be able to go for the Beak Blast, dropping the opponent's attack guaranteed, but also I could do a lot of damage here if they let this move go. But they decide to use a shield here, which is actually fine because they're forced to go for a charge move. Like, they're forced to go for a charge move here. I have actually a very good chance of winning this battle, unless there's something in the back that I can really not deal with. It is Hypno. It's okay. The issue here with Hypno is actually super effective coverage here in this scenario. I should have stopped out way earlier. I should have stopped out straight away into my Fearow. This was a big mistake, because now they're going to be able to knock me out here. And I was thinking, okay, Hypno, I should be kind of fine here. Like, a Water Pulse should do nearly enough to knock them out, right? At this point, like, that should be nearly enough, right? It is not. Hypno is way more bulky than I expected, which forced me now to go for another charge move. But again, still, I'm fairly certain I have a good chance of winning this battle. I should still be able to go for a charge move. The Dunsparce. The Dunsparce just has a bit too much HP left. And I do feel like, again, if I just stopped out earlier, I would have had a way better chance of winning this battle, but I didn't, and that is my fault. So, good game to the opponent. That was definitely winnable, and that is down not to the team, but to, like, a small decision there. Of course, my cargo lead is exactly what I want to face, and they stop out into the Credilli, which I try to retaliate immediately here with my Toucannon, which will be able to go for the Drill Peck in time here as well, which is fantastic, as we can use a shield now. Why did I do this? Why did I go into my Toucannon here? It's because we have still the Fearow, which has also ground-type coverage. I know that this is my worst Pokemon against the Magcargo. I know that I definitely kind of want to have my Garstone aligned against the Magcargo no matter what. And they actually do something very weird here. They go into their own Toucannon. And that makes things quite a bit easier for me, because now I have the alignment that I was seeking, basically, as I can go for a shield here. I don't need the shield against the Magcargo now at this point, because I know it's going to get aligned against our Gastrodon. That's why I decided I'll also keep my energy for later on here. I didn't go for any charge because I expect them to go into their Magcargo to try to catch a move. It didn't work out for them. They can go for the Overheat, doing some solid amount of damage, but I end up here with a ton of energy, which I should utilize straight away, but I didn't. That was kind of a bit of a silly play, and I go for the Body Slam, which is also a bit of an unnecessary play. It doesn't really matter. The opponent is going to go down here, and again, like, this team is absolutely broken. Oranguru. Here, this is like the matchup that everybody gets like, oh, okay, how do you play against it? What I would do, personally, is I would go up to 5 Fast Moves and then go for a Water Pulse. That's exactly what I'm going to do here. What would I do next? I would go for 1 Fast Move and then swap out. Why? Because they already have... Okay, at this point they're going to swap out anyway into their Como, into their Fire type. Why? Because usually they go at least for 1 more Fast Move before throwing their own Charge Move. Of course, they have Trailblaze, which is double super effective against our lead, which makes it a little bit more awkward. But, yeah, basically this is kind of the best way of doing it. Then you can swap out into the Fearow and try to catch a Trailblaze. That's mainly my idea behind it. As you'll see here, though, the upper hand is coming through from the opponent. We will be able to go for the full farm down. We have to go for a charge move kind of straight away. The Oranguru comes back in here. And at this point, we are going to actually be able to get the final shield. The Oranguru is low. They have Trailblaze, but we have alignment. And now, while yes, they can go still for the Brutal Swing against us, it is not going to be as devastating as a double super effective Trailblaze against our other Pokemon. They decide to just forfeit straight away here. Quite a lot of Annihilates. This time around, though, they swap out into their Zapdos. And of course, I'm kind of forced to stay in here. Zapdos is a Pokemon that I don't want to face at all with my backline. But you know what's actually kind of funny? Because Zapdos is so insanely frail, even against our backline, even if we're going to hit like one of our charge moves, it would be actually enough to get them to farm down range as well. Even though it's resist damage, just because of how hard we hit and how frail the opponent is. But of course, Zapdos also has access to Drill Peck and got buffed with that recently as well, which makes it quite strong, and they were able to align themselves now as well. But they're going to have a Dragonite in the back, and at this point I feel like I'm quite confident that I'm going to be able to win this battle. Because I have that energy lead here, and they have no kind of flying type resist, I should be kind of alright. I will use one shield here just in order to use another charge move against the opponent. Because now, what I can do is I can go into the Toucannon, which has way more fast move pressure against the opponent, and try to go for the full farm down, but they swap out into the Annihilate first. Goodbye Annihilate. The Drill Peck easily is going to knock them out, and we can farm down the opponent's Dragonite, which now wins us this battle. Again, like, this team is just... Okay, this is... Here, we have a tough one. This is very likely going to be a loss. We have the worst possible, the one biggest core breaker for this team. It's a Abomasnow. Abomasnow is very, very much impossible to deal with, kind of. What you have to rely on is the fast move pressure of Toucannon later on with like shields or whatever, but yeah, that is quite specific and quite difficult. So let's see if we still have a chance against an Abomasnow, which would in theory knock out our entire team with ease. So in comes the Octazooka here from the opponent. I am of course forced to go into my Gastrodon here. There's no real other option. I need to get basically some usage out of this Pokemon as well. I got up to the Body Slam, which can be kind of clutch for later on as well. And we can go to the Toucan, and honestly, the opponent is getting lower here. Like, they're getting lower and lower, but I think they have some energy still stored as well. Let's see. They stop out into the Jealous, and that is okay. I'm gonna go for my Drill Peck. In hindsight, I should have went for the Beak Blast, actually, now thinking about it. Especially as I let the move go through anyway, but I don't get to another move anyway, and I would have dropped the opponent's attack guaranteed, which would have made it easier for our Gastrodon. But the thing is here as well, I can still go for the full Farm Down against the opponent, and I don't really care too much. This is going to not be able to knock us out, as long as the opponent doesn't have enough energy on the Abomasnow, which apparently they don't. We are actually in a position where we can just win the battle. Okay, horrible lead again, so we have a lot of tough leads, you know, at the end, which is good to see as well how to play against those. Of course, if you have a horrible lead, you have an ABB style line, you gotta own to sub out into your Fearow. Fearow is like 100% of the time you are safe up for this team. There is no reason to go for Toucannon safe up. Toucannon is your closer. It is also way better there in that position. But here, Fearow is going to be able to go for the Drill Peck, which is, honestly, look at the damage. Again, like, even Fearow is doing so much damage here. Of course, it's not close to what the Toucan can do. But Fearow did what it did, and what it's supposed to be doing here, basically, we are going to be able to now have the Gaston up against the opponent. And we're going to use a shield here again, trying to win this battle. It's going to be very tough. Like, the start of the Altaria, we are going to be, yes, having to go for even a Body Slam here in order to knock them out, hopefully. Let's see how things going to be. It's going to be able to get the KO. And let's see what's up next. It's going to be the Ferret in the back. That's going to be a loss. My only hope is if I can catch a move onto my Toucannon, which does work out. If it's a Trailblaze, it would be kind of fantastic. I got the free fast move in as well, which I wanted to get in. It is going to be the Trailblaze, but I doubt that we're going to be able to win this battle. Especially as I catch the move here. I'm curious how much HP does the Altaria still have? It was never on farm down range anyway. I tried my best to go for the full farm down, nearly worked out as well, but there was no way of us winning this battle. And so, good game to the opponent. That was just a hard counter for us. But we face off now against a very good lead for us as they sop into their Seeking. Huh. Like, sorry, but I actually didn't really practice this team against a Seeking. But to be fair, I feel like I have a bit of an idea on how I want to play this. And it might be a little bit more unusual because I go into my Fearow against a Pokemon that has Icy Wind. And I will let the Icy Wind go through. Because what I'm trying to do here is I try to get the most out of my Fearow while also realigning. And this is exactly what we were able to do here. Because now with the Charge Move here coming through, I got the opponent to a position where we have A, alignment, and B, them already low enough that we can go for some farm down here with the Gastrodon, which is fantastic as we are forced to use a shield here. I don't really want to lose my Gastrodon yet. In comes the opponent's Grumpig, and I can go for a charge move here as well. This is going to be the water move here, the water pulse. I have to stop out straight away in order to pressure the opponent with the fast moves. But Grumpig is going to be a bit of a trickier one for us to deal with. It's going to be very close for this battle here. Because what we have to do here is we have to kind of farm down everything. Our charge moves itself don't really matter that much unless I get 2 moves off here. That's why I decided to go for one here and straight for another one after. But the opponent goes for their move anyway in the middle, so it doesn't really matter at all. They're going to knock me out here with a Dynamic Punch. But let's see what we can do here in the back. We're going to be able to go for the full farm against the Auroras. Can we still win against the Grumpig? Yep. And Gastrodon again is coming in clutch, and we can move on to the final one for today. And we are leading off with a horrible lead there. We have the Altaria against our ground type. This is absolutely not ideal, but we can now go ahead and go for the Drill Peck. That is going to allow us to get some nice damage in against them. And in the 2-shield scenario, I'm fairly certain it's actually not the worst matchup for our Fearow. And so we use a shield here, and it's going to be the Dragon Pulse, wasting quite a lot of energy there as well, which is kind of cool. But I think actually Dragon Pulse at this point is the same energy as the other move that it has, as the Sky Attack, so yeah, it doesn't really matter. But I will let the move go now. Why do I do this? Because I want to get the energy on my Toucannon. I hope I can go for the full farm down in time, but I actually do less damage than I expected. And sadly, the bulk of Altaria was a tiny bit too much there. So I with 1 HP and still get to another move, which now makes it nearly impossible for us to win this battle. As we see the opponent going into an Annihilate, I'm going to be able to go for a charge move here. This is gonna get the KO. And then comes the Jellicent. Okay. Can I still win this one? I will be able to go for one move here. I need to go for one more and then swap out of here, catching the Surf onto our Gaston, which is maybe quite important because now, like, double Shadow Ball very likely would have knocked us out, but Surf plus Shadow Ball doesn't seem to be enough for that. And so actually Gaston here is going to be very, very solid for us. We are going to be able to go for some Mud Slap down. We have the option to still even go for another Body Slam or something like this in order to really finish them up. But actually they knock us out here with our charge move, but we have another one stored anyway, so it doesn't really matter. And we can, move on to the end of this video. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, feel free to leave a like. This team was a lot of fun. This is honestly the best team currently to play in any Go Battle League Great League format. So yeah, see you then. Bye-bye.